I mean, I think back to like maybe 10 years ago when I was trying to do it all, trying to fit everything in. I was working in the doctor job, and if I was the one on call, I worked up to 80 hours in a week. I got called in the middle of the night. I had to get up early to round in the morning. I then saw patients all day long, and then I came home to be mother to my 5 children, breastfeeding the youngest, cuddling all of them, reading books, helping with homework, making them my priority and them what was important. It was incredibly overwhelming. I said yes to every invitation to a family function or a school event. I said yes to everything that my kids wanted to participate in or got invited to, because I didn't want anyone to miss out. I didn't know how to say no, and I definitely didn't know how to ask for help. Or to be fair, I didn't really want to ask for help. There was certainly an element of feeling like Superwoman, kind of doing it all and holding everything together. And yet, it was completely exhausting, feeling like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I rarely feel that way anymore. For purposes of full disclosure, I still occasionally feel overwhelmed. Occasionally, something goes awry in my day, I get behind. When I get behind, I feel really overwhelmed. I get almost a frozen deer in the headlights kind of feeling, like I don't even know what to do next. And that loss of productivity makes me fall farther behind, which only contributes to the overwhelm. The other time that it happens to me is when I travel. You can imagine getting ready to travel and get out of the house and make sure the 5 kids are taken care of and everything is ready. It's a lot. And no matter how much I plan ahead of time, there are always things that have to be done at the last minute. Clothes can't be packed until the last minute or they'll get wrinkly. Toothbrush obviously can't get packed. Even online check-in is the day beforehand. And I always try to spend a lot of time with my kids the night before I travel, so that we get that quality time together beforehand. Somehow it always seems that at 10 o'clock at night I realize I'm out of quart-size zipper bags, and there's just always some sort of stressor, and in those moments I will get overwhelmed. But that's where, at least for me, the medical training comes in handy, because I just focus on the concept of triage, what has to be done in what order, and what can I just let go and take care of later, and move forward. And so part of the way that I got to this point was by coming into alignment and by eliminating the inner conflict. I can honestly say that fighting myself is the hardest thing that I've ever done. When my body and my spirit were wanting one thing and my mind's like, no, it's not going to happen that way. We're not doing that. That inner conflict, that feeling like I couldn't win, was a huge energy drain. I mean, it was a massive energy leak. And so what I've done in eliminating that conflict, by bringing my mind, body, and spirit all into alignment and on board, is now I can generate or direct all of my energy in a future-focused way. What is it that I want to create? What is it that I want to do in this present moment? What is it that I want to bring forward, without feeling that constant tug and pull, which was what was creating the overwhelm. So given the model that I love to work with of body, mind, and spirit, each as an individual aspect of one whole, let's talk about how body, mind, and spirit manifest as both cause and effect in overwhelm. Body can play a huge role in causing overwhelm through insufficient sleep or poor quality sleep. Sometimes that's a result of anxiety or insomnia, but sometimes it's people just not dedicating enough time or prioritizing enough time for getting to bed and getting their sleep. Poor nutrition is huge. Processed foods, fast or convenience foods, sugary drinks, these kind of things make the body really sluggish and slow. If you think about the body as a car, if you had a Lamborghini, you wouldn't put poor quality gas in there, yet we put poor quality food in our bodies all the time. which we know decreases efficiency and productivity and causes slowed mental thinking and sluggishness. And when we're overwhelmed, that's really counterproductive, because the decreased productivity and getting further behind only increases that whole deer in the headlights phenomena of being overwhelmed. Lack of exercise, same kind of thing. And unfortunately, it's one of the first things to go when people are feeling overwhelmed. They think, I don't have time. I don't have time. I can't catch up. I can't do all the things that I need to do. I certainly can't add in exercise. And yet, exercise gives us mental clarity and the ability to focus, and it improves our productivity such that in common experience, the amount of time spent exercising is always gained back in terms of increased productivity. So spending that 30 minutes is actually not going to take 30 minutes out of your day. And the final one to think about is lack of playtime. Adults especially, we're so serious. You know, we don't find ways to make our work fun. We don't find ways to make our homes fun. The vast majority of us don't find any time for fun or for play. And when there isn't time for fun and play, oh my gosh, life gets to be such a drag. So the effects of overwhelm on the body are many. Some of them we talked about already: lost productivity, slowed reaction times, weight gain, fatigue, insomnia, poor decision making, indecisiveness, lack of concentration and focus. So once we've finished exhausting the options on the circle and we move to the square, to the mind plays a cause in overwhelm as well. The mind frequently has a need to be perfect, to make the right decision. Now, I'll tell you, that really is a result of a limiting or false core belief that we're not good enough. So that is a root cause maybe to take a look at. But that need to be perfect, that need to then engage in the mental tennis match back and forth, trying to make sure that we make the perfect or correct decision, really contributes to overwhelm. The mind also frequently, especially when we are overwhelmed, will take on a very negative or almost doomsday kind of approach, thinking, oh, my boss wants to talk to me, so that must mean I'm getting fired. Or my boyfriend wants to talk to me, so that must mean he wants to break up. That negative approach of the mind can definitely contribute to the overwhelm, in that we spend time fighting against and worrying about things that are not even the case. The effects of overwhelm on the mind are really profound, and there's some of the things that we've already talked about: decreased productivity, indecisiveness, difficulty making quality decisions. Overwhelm makes it harder to make those good decisions, which then only increases the overwhelm. It's a terrible cycle. And spirit also plays a role similar to the other videos in terms of cause and effect for overwhelm. Alignment, lack of alignment, is always going to be the cause. Not including the spirit in that mind, body, spirit model, where we are responding to the spirit's yearnings and our truest self, our truest nature, where we're instead listening to the limiting beliefs or the false core beliefs of the mind that are contrary to the truth of who we are, that are contrary to our truest selves. That lack of alignment leads to the effect, which is further disconnection, further distancing from our truest self, and more overwhelm. So you're feeling overwhelmed now, and what do you do? Where do you go from here? First step is going to be to look at your body. Make sure that you're prioritizing sleep, getting enough and making it high quality sleep. Choose good nutrition. Schedule time to exercise, and make sure that you find ways to play and have fun every day. For the mind, overwhelm can be alleviated or relieved through some efficiency or productivity hacks that make things easier and give the mind a little space to be able to let go and to retreat into that quiet space. So some of the things that I found helpful for the mind include planning your day the night before. What tasks are most necessary? And then schedule your life around your priorities and let everything else go. Unplugging is huge. I can't say that enough. Unplug, unplug, unplug. I encourage people to unplug during rest time for sure. There is no reason that a text coming in needs to wake you up or email ding or that sort of thing. Those things can wait. But unplug also during your productive time. Freeing yourself from overwhelm is not just about getting more done in less time or productivity hacks. It's about releasing the limiting beliefs that are an energy drain, that are holding you back. In integrating your mind, body, and spirit, you can really prioritize the things that are important and then let go of the rest.